Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the video. Taking a look at the MAFEX 200. This is the Mandalorian 2.0. This figure is long delayed, finally released. I know a lot of you have been waiting patiently for it. So let's take a look. So here's the front. Here is the side with Din Djarin and Grogu. Here's the other side, holding the Darksaber. And on the back, there are various poses and some shots of the different accessories. So I picked this up today in Akihabara at Ami, and take a look. So here is the insert. You can see it's nothing special. Some of you might want to keep it. I've kind of made clear I toss my boxes, so it's no big deal. Now here are the accessories. So there is the head sculpt with the extra helmet. Here are the two Grogus. Here is the lightning effect. That is a piece to fasten on. Here is the fire effect, the flame. Here's some of the whistling birds, the guns, the backpack, the rocket pack, jetpack. Comes with 9 different extra hand accessories, which is great. The different dark sabers, the different guns, the spear. It comes with a lot. Good value. Definitely good value. So let's take a look. Here are the hands. Here's the open hands. We're going to take a look at all the hands. So please be patient. Here are the kind of loose, grasping hands. These are more trigger finger for the pistol. These are for the spear. You can see the small hole there. The Beskar spear. This is for the Darksaber. These hands have a bigger hole to hold the hilt. Some pointing figures. Good paint apps. More relaxed hands. I guess these ones would be maybe for holding Grogu. And here are the trigger fingers for his rifle. Here are the whistling birds. Good paint, good sculpt. It's really nice. I don't really think I'll be using this accessory, so I don't really use it in the review. But it looked good on the figure. I put it on briefly. Here is that grappling hook. Here's the pistol. It's a lot better colored. The paint apps are much better, I think, than the first one, the first release. I think the first release, it was pink. It's crazy. This goes around the rifle to attach. It's a pain in the ass, to be honest. Here's his blade. Nice paint apps on it. Here's the hilt for the Darksaber. That's nice. Here's the Darksaber itself. I think the paint apps are great. It's, it's pliable. You can move it around, but it's not bent out of the box. It's good. It's a really nice accessory. Here, the flame effects. Great coloring here as well. Really, really nice. Here's that Beskar spear. It's a little bit hard keeping it in focus here, so bear with me. Alright, I lost the focus. Get a little bit back. And here is his rifle. if I can get it in focus. The paint apps on this one are better. You see, you get that little effect on at the end of it. So there's two. It comes with two. One is for attaching to his back, and one is just for shooting. This is the one for shooting. As you can see, that piece that attaches to his chest is fastened on. Here's the jetpack. I was trying to fasten it on earlier. It was a little bit more. I made it more complicated than it had to be. You can see the attachment there that holds the spear. It's not the best. The spear doesn't fit in flush, so it moves around. Here is the I don't know, the energy, the pulse, and we have the thrusters, I guess, for the jetpack. Now here is Grogu in the satchel. The satchel is not plastic. I'm not gonna call it leather. It's like a pleather, I guess, but it's definitely not plastic. And here is the other Grogu. So it's different from the first release. The first release, the hands were a little bit more down. This one, I think the hands go out a little bit more. The color of the robes is also different. So here's the head sculpt. A lot of you have been waiting to see this. I think it came out pretty good. I'd probably give it an 8. Maybe. I mean, you got to realize this is a mass-produced 6-inch figure. I think that came out pretty good. In my opinion, it is better than the Hasbro one. I haven't held the Hasbro one, the Black Series one, but I've seen pictures. I think this one is better. And here is that extra helmet that comes with the figure when he is unhelmeted. You see the inside. Now, it doesn't fit over the head, so if you're curious, it doesn't. So, taking a look at the figure, here is the helmet. Good sculpt, I think. I'm sure some of you are really, really into it. The cape is pretty good. That little piece there, I'll address that later in the middle. But the cape is a different color than the first release. We'll talk about that later as well. So this is the back. You can see a little bit of the sculpt. So for articulation, the head, you get a little bit of range going down. It's pretty good. Moving up. Also about the same range, I would say, if you want to have him flying with his jetpack. Moving side to side, around 360 degrees. And then you get your confused dog look. There's really good range there. The arm, you get the drop down. It's pretty good. Not too much of a butterfly. Not really much at all, actually. Moving out, you don't quite get 90 degrees. I don't know what you'd call that, maybe 80. You get full 360 rotation. When you're trying to bend it, I don't know what, maybe 120? Maybe. It's double jointed, but not incredible. So there's no bicep swivel, but there is an elbow swivel, which is nice. So I know a lot of people are worried that Medicom might be abandoning that, but it's not the case. So here's both arms out. You can see the range, not much at all. For the abs, the crunch, I don't know if it's my figure. I was moving it. Almost nothing. I mean, I'd say nothing. Nothing back, nothing forward. I didn't really get any kind of motion on it, and that's probably because of that back plate. So, you know, take that as you will. Now the legs do drop down, as you can see. So for the split, for the Van Dam, you can get a little bit more than that, but I didn't really want to push it. So, you know, there's good range there. Going forward and back, get about there. Again, I mean, it's acceptable to me. I'm not complaining about that. It's pretty decent. Now, the knee is straight up 90 degrees. That's all you're going to get, which is disappointing. I would have liked more. So that is a negative. Now you get the toe articulation. You get a slight movement on the leg with the boot. Slight up, slight down. And you get a very, very small rocker on the ankle. At least on mine. Now my legs are a bit loose. A bit loosey-goosey. So I had mentioned before that I had handled the display piece in the Project 16 store, and the piece they had wasn't as loose as mine. Now the cape, as you can see, it's wired on the sides. It's darker than the original one. The original one is brown. This one is black. And it's shorter as well. We'll compare them later. So there's the figure. Overall, it's pretty good. I'll give you a score later. But it's pretty good. Now here are the instructions. I tried fastening the rifle to the back. I couldn't do it, and it was frustrating me. I couldn't get that piece to hook on to the lower back, so I just gave up. It's like, you know, whatever. So I didn't do it. I did put the Darksaber on. I like the look of that. It's pretty cool. Now these arm gauntlets, they come off, and I'm going to be honest, mine are kind of loose. They keep coming off. So attaching those other pieces, I don't know. I mean, I'll probably do that more now, just because those arm ones just keep coming off. It's negative. Now I'm trying to get this off. It wasn't the easiest thing to do. Definitely wasn't. It was really stuck on there. Doing my best. Just didn't want to come off. So many minutes later, I finally got it. Gave him a little bit of a display. Here he is holding Grogu. I got that spear attached to the backpack. The balance is pretty good. No big complaints. You know, he's got some weight on the front. He's got some weight on the back. He's got some weight on the side. The cape, I would have liked a little bit better articulation, a little bit better movement, especially with that backpack attached. But so here we have him compared to the Figure Arts Indiana Jones, which came out last year. Great figure. Here he is with the MAFEX Carnage that is making a return as we speak. Here he is with the Hasbro Jason Tatum from the starting lineup. Good size difference there. Here he is with the MAFEX Battle Damage Terminator. Another great figure. You can see the size difference. With the MAFEX Boba Fett from The Empire Strikes Back. I would say Boba Fett's a slightly taller figure. Here he is with IG-11, the MAFEX version. They go very well together. And here he is with the first release. So if you look at it right off the bat, you'll notice there is a slight height difference. You'll notice that the coloring, again, on the cape is different, and the coloring on the suit is also slightly different. Now I think the helmet, the visor is a little bit thicker, a little bit wider on the new one than the original one. And obviously the shoulder plate is different with the insignia. Slight differences on the gauntlet, just very slight, not major. But the gun, there's no color at the tip on the old one. The new one, you can see the color difference. So the new gun, the new rifle is much better, in my opinion. So the suit is different. You get differences on the armor. Differences in the color on the foot, on the legs. Differences on the sculpt. I mean, there's noticeable differences. It's there's some reuse, but not a whole lot. So you can see back to back, you can see the size difference. Looking at the back, you can see the color difference, you can see the length difference, you can see the quality difference. I would have liked the new cape to have been a little bit better. So different paint apps, especially there on the legs, very noticeable. The helmets are sculpted differently, as you can see. The old one, I think, was maybe a little bit more pronounced than the new one, as you can see there. And there's different sculpting there on the knee. Those little rocket things, I think that Boba Fett has. So there you have it. Now the figure, final thoughts. I'll probably give the figure an 8 out of 10. I would have liked the cape to have been a little bit more posable. I would have liked the forearm gauntlets to be a little bit more secure. But it's a solid figure. So thanks for watching the video. I appreciate it. Take care.